Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 8 math. So you can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 8 and then click on view all lessons. So there you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter that is operations with rational numbers. So let's just start with the chapter. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. We have already done with rational numbers earlier this week. So what do you know about the rational numbers? Rational numbers are the numbers that can be written in the form p by q, right? So we're going to see which operations we can perform on the rational numbers, right? Here is the definition of the rational numbers. You can note down the definition. Rational numbers are the numbers that can be written in the form p by q, right? For example, 3 by 5, 7 over 9, they all are the rational numbers, right? So we're going to see which operations do we perform on the rational numbers. Let's just start with the very first one, that is reciprocals and the multiplicative inverse. So we're going to see what are the reciprocals and multiplicative inverse. Reciprocals and multiplicative inverse. So what is the first let's start with the multiplicative inverse. What is the multiplicative inverse? The multiplicative inverse of a fraction, you can find the multiplicative inverse of a fraction by switching the numerator and denominator, right? You can note down the definition. Find the multiplicative inverse by switching the numerator and denominator. For example, you have 5 over 7, right? You have to find the multiplicative inverse of 5 over 7. So the multiplicative inverse of 5 by 7 is 7 over 5. We just have to interchange numerator and denominator, right? Also, when you multiply the you multiply the fraction and its uh, multiplicative inverse, they always answer once. Like 5 by 7 times 7 over 5, their product is always 1. 5 times 5 is 5, 7 times 1 is 7, and you are left with just 1, right? So this is the multiplicative inverse. Now we're going to see what is the reciprocal, right? So what is the reciprocal? Okay, you can note down the definition of the reciprocal. The reciprocal of the number is, you can note down the definition, 1 divided by the number. The reciprocal of a number is 1 divided by that number. For example, you have the number 5, right? The reciprocal of 5 is 1 over 5, 1 divided by that number. Yes, you can all note down these definitions. They are very helpful when you need them. The reciprocal of a number is 1 divided by that number. So, if the number is 5, the reciprocal is 1 over 5, right? These are the multiplicative inverse. Also, the product of the original number and the reciprocal is always the original, always the 1, right? If you do 5 times 1 over 5, 5 and 5 cancel out and you are left with 1, right? Yes, sure, you can. I will wait for a while. You can note down both the definitions. This is for the multiplicative inverse. Sorry, find the multiplicative inverse by switching the numerator and denominator, and the other one is the definition for the reciprocal. The reciprocal of a number is 1 divided by that number. You can note down the definition and write down in the chat box so that I can move on. Let me know when you are done. I'm waiting for you. Okay, so now we're going to see how do we add and subtract rational numbers. So rational numbers looks like fractions. So adding and subtracting rational numbers are exactly same as we add or subtract the fractions. So when you're done, let me know. We'll do the practice questions. Okay, let's just start with add and subtract rational numbers, right? Okay, so let's just start with an example. As I have already told you, the adding of rational numbers is same as you add or subtract fractions. So let's just start with rational numbers. Let's just start with an example. Okay, so you have to add 1 by 4 plus 1 by 2, right? You can see they have friend denominators. So you have to make their denominators same and then you have to add them. How do we make their denominators same? The greater denominator is 4, the smaller is 2. You have to make the smaller equal to greater one. So 2 times 2 is 4. You need to multiply this fraction by 2. So you have to do 1 times 2 divided by 2 times 2, right? So it would be 1 over 4 plus 2 over 4. See, they have now like denominators. You can simply add their numerators. So it would be 3 over 4, right? That is exactly same like you do with, like you add fractions, right? Let's just do another example that is from the subtraction rational number, subtracting rational number. So that would be 4 over 5 minus 2 over 5. So they already have same denominators. If their denominators is not same, the first step must be you need to make their denominators exactly same, right? So they have same denominators, subtract their numerators. 4 minus 2 is 2. So that would be 2 over 5. The correct option is 2 over 5, right? Okay, so adding, subtracting rational number is very easy. That is exactly same like you add or subtract the fractions, right? And the next one we're going to do is multiply and divide rational numbers, right? So multiplication and division of the rational numbers is also like you multiply or divide the fractions. So let's just start with the first example, that is multiply and divide rational numbers. You can note down the multiply and divide rational numbers. Let's just start with an example. Okay, you have to divide 1 by 5 divided by 1 over 3. So when we are working on the um, fractions, you know how to divide. You need to change this division sign to multiplication and reciprocal the term after the division sign, right? Reciprocal means you have to like this, right? You have to multiply by its reciprocal. So 3 times 1 is 3 and 5 times 1 is 5. So that would be 3 over 5, right? And when you are multiplying the fractions, multiplication is very easy. You have to do numerator time numerator and denominator time denominator, right? You need to do 3 times 5 and 4 times 6. 3 times 5 is 15 and 4 times 6 is 24. So it is 15 over 24, right? These are the things you have already done, right? Let's just do one more practice question, that would be 1 over 2 divided by 5 over 9. So dividing by a fraction is same as multiplying by the reciprocal. So let's just multiply by the reciprocal, that would be 9 over 5. 9 times 1 is 9 and 2 times 5 is 10, right? So that's how you multiply and divide the rational numbers. Is there any problem with multiplication and division? Okay, let's just start with the practice questions, right? Let's just go to A plus and see the practice questions. Okay, very good. Okay, here I am on the chapter operations with rational numbers. There we have, let's just start with the first one, reciprocals and multiplicative inverse. Let's just do practice questions, right? The numbers that are not rational are the irrational numbers. Like you cannot write irrational numbers in the form a by b, right? The examples for the irrational numbers are square root 3 is an irrational number, right? Square root 5 is an irrational number. The numbers that cannot be written in the form a by b are the irrational numbers, right? Like you cannot write them in the form of the ratios. You can write rational numbers in the form of a by b. That means that you can write them in the form of ratios. So irrational numbers cannot be written in the form of a by b, right? Or you can simply say you cannot write them in the form of fraction. So square root 3, square root 5, square root 7, they are the uh, irrational numbers. Explain for 3. Which one 3? The square root 3. This one. This is an irrational number, right? You cannot write in the form of fraction, so that would be an irrational number, right? Okay, let's just start with the practice questions from the lesson, that is reciprocals and multiplicative inverse. So let's just start with the practice questions, right? Okay, what is the reciprocal of 10 over 9? So which is the correct option? The correct option is 9 over 10 is the, yes, it would be 9 over 10. You need to interchange numerator and denominator, so that would be simply 9 over 10. Option number 1 is the correct option. Very good. Okay, what is the reciprocal of negative 2 over 3? Which is the correct option? You just have to interchange numerator and denominator, right? Negative sign must be there. It would be negative 3 over 2, right? Okay, what is the multiplicative inverse of negative 4 over 5? So, which is the correct option? That would be negative 5 over 4, right? Basically, the reciprocal and negative multiplicative inverse are exactly the same, right? What is the multiplicative inverse of 6 by 5? That would be 5 over 6. What is the multiplicative inverse of 6 over 7? Yes, that would be 7 over 6. What is the multiplicative inverse of negative 7 over 5? That would be negative 5 over 7, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson, right? Next lesson is add and subtract rational numbers, right? Let's just start with the lesson. Okay, the first one is 3 by 4 minus 1 by 4. So, which is the correct option? They have the same their denominators is exactly same. So, you simply have to subtract their numerators. So, you need to do 3 minus 1, right? So, 3 minus 1 is 2 over 4, or also you can write the answer in the simplified form. Yes, that would be 1 over 2. You need to divide them by the common factor, so that is 1 over 2. Okay, add. So which is the correct option? 1 by 10 plus 4 over 5. First of all, you need to make their denominators same. So how do you make their denominator same, and which is the correct option? You have to multiply 4 by 5, the fraction 4 by 5 with 2, right? So that would be then 8 over 10. So 8 plus 1 is 9 over 10. The correct option is then 9 over 10, isn't it? Very good. That would be 9 over 10. Okay, add 3 by 10 plus 1 by 2. So which is the correct option? The correct option is very good. That would be 4 over 5. Okay, the next one is 2 over 5 minus 1 over 5. So, which is the correct option? The correct option is, yes, it is 1 over 5. The correct option is 1 over 5. 7 over 10 plus 3 over 5, which is the correct option? The correct option is 13 over 10. Very good. The correct option is 13 over 10. Okay, the next one is subtract 9 by 10 minus 3 over 5. So, which is the correct option? The correct option is 3 over 10, right? One by 10 plus 2 by 5, which is the correct option? The correct option is 1 over 2, right? It is 1 over 2. Okay, the next one is 1 by 5 plus 1 by 5. So, which is the correct option? The correct option is 2 over 5, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let's just move on to the next lesson. Okay, the next one is you can do add and subtract rational number word problems on your own. Apply addition, let's just see which rules. The number line, okay, let's just do quickly. The number line shows a number unknown q. Is q positive or negative? You just have to locate the zero on the number line, right? Here is zero. You are on the left side of the zero. When you are on the left side of the zero, all the numbers must be negative, right? You guys are in grade 8 and you already know the number line. So if the number is on the left hand side of the zero, that would be the negative number. So q is a negative number, right? Very good. Okay, the number line shows an unknown number y. Is it positive or negative? Which is the correct option? See the zero, right? Unknown number is on the left hand side of the zero, so it would be on the left hand side of the zero, so obviously it would be negative, right? Okay, the number line shows an unknown number t. Is t positive or negative? T is again on the left hand side, so it must be negative. If the number is on the right hand side of the zero, it would be positive. If it would be on the left hand side of the zero, it must be negative, right? Okay, the next one is the number line shows an unknown number b. Is it positive or negative? Which is the correct option? You can see now b is on the right hand side of zero. Is it positive or negative? That would be on the right hand side, so it must be positive, right? The correct option is positive. Okay, you can complete the list. Let's just do one more. Okay, the next one is the number line shows an unknown number r. Is it positive or negative? R is on the right hand side, right? So it must be again positive. If you are on the right hand side of t0, that is the number must be positive. If you are on the left hand side of t0, that means the number must be negative, right? Okay, let's just start with the next one. That is multiply and divide rational numbers. Let's just do practice questions. Okay, negative 1 by 2 divided by 5 by 7. So which is the correct option? Dividing a fraction means multiplying with a reciprocal, right? So which is the correct option? You have to reciprocal 5 by 7. So that would be 7 over 10, right? Negative 7 over 10 it is. You forgot to write negative sign. That would be negative 7 over 10. Okay, divide negative 2 by 5 divided by 1 over 2. So which is the correct option? That would be negative 4 over 5, right? The correct option is it would be negative 4 over 5. Okay, multiply 3 by 4 times 5 by 6. So which is the correct option? The correct option is very good. That would be 5 over 8. Okay, the next one is 1 negative 1 over 6 times 3 over 4. So which is the correct option? The correct option is 1 over 8. Very good. Okay, the next one is 1 over 8 divided by 1 over 4. So which is the correct option? The correct option is the correct option is 1 over 2, right? The correct option is 1 over 2. 1 over 5 divided by 1 over 3, which is the correct option? The correct option is 3 over 5, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So let's just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is multiply and divide rational numbers word problem. You have to do word problems on your own, right? The next one is apply multiplication and division rules. Let's just see which rules they are, right? The same for the addition or subtraction, right? The number line shows two unknown numbers V and W. Is VW positive or negative? VW means the product of both the numbers, right? So which is the correct option? When both the numbers are positive, their product is also, if both the numbers are positive, their product is also positive. Very good. Okay, the number line shows an unknown number t. Is 2t positive or negative? Let's just look at the t. T is on the negative side, right? So t is negative. And 2t means you are going to multiply a positive number and a negative number. So the product of positive and negative is, product of a positive and a negative number is always negative. The correct option is negative, right? Okay, the number line shows an unknown number p. Is negative 3p positive or negative? Okay, just look at the p. P is already on the negative side, right? So p is a negative number. You're also multiplying a negative number by a negative 3. So negative and negative times. When you multiply two negative numbers, the answer must be, when you multiply two negative numbers, the answer must be positive. Very good. So that would be positive, right? The number line shows two unknown numbers q and r. Is qr positive or negative? qr, they both are on the right hand side of 0, right? That means they both are positive. So their product must be, very good, positive it is. The number line shows an unknown number s. Is 4s positive or negative? Which is the correct option? S is already a positive number, right? So 4s is a positive number. Very good. The number line shows two unknown numbers C and D. Is CD positive or negative? CD, both the numbers are negative. So the product of two negative numbers is positive. So CD is positive, right? The number line shows an unknown number A. Is negative 5A positive or negative? The correct option is both. A is already a negative number. You are multiplying to negative numbers, so answer must be positive, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So I think we are left with two of the lessons, but we'll do the other two lessons in the next session, not right now, because we have left with, yes, we have left with just to apply addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division rule you can do in yourself, right? Evaluate expressions involving rational numbers. That is exactly same. You have to go for, you have to evaluate. We'll do this lesson in the next session, right? Because that it has a mixed fraction. So we'll do this one in the last session, in the next session, right? So we were working on grade 8 maths. The chapter we're working on is operations with rational numbers. The lessons we have covered today are reciprocals and multiplicative inverses. Add and subtract rational numbers, add and subtract rational numbers word problems, add, apply addition and subtraction rules, then apply multiply and divide multiply and divide rational numbers, multiply and divide rational numbers word problem, apply division and multiplication rules, and then apply addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division rules, right? So please make sure before the next session you have to complete all the practice questions for the lessons we did today. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday, 5 to 9. Or either you can join me in an interactive session that would be daily from 5 to 9, 5 to daily from 4 to 5 and from 9 to 10, right? So if you have any question, you can please ask. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. No questions? Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye, everyone.